Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And welcome to the show. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Ooh, oh my gosh. I thought I was going to get to say Happy Halloween first. But
Too bad.
no, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm excited for Halloween.
It's Halloween. Got 2 songs this week, guys. It's the week of Halloween. And we're excited. In case
How
you
many
didn't,
times are we going to say it?
In case you didn't get it. It's Halloween.
Yeah, so actually this weekend I'm going to visit Taylor.
Yayo, we're having a Halloween party. Woo-hoo. I'm so excited. But I don't know what I'm going to be yet for Halloween.
I mean, it is like really close. You should probably figure that out.
No, I definitely should. We'll see.
Yeah, I do have a costume. I'm going to be Raven from Teen Titans
We love to see
regular
that.
Titans. I don't know. I feel like Teen Titans is more known, so I keep saying that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm being Raven and Garrett is being Beast Boy, so that'll be fun.
That's so fun. I don't know. I'll have to tell you guys next week what I was for Halloween because I just don't know yet.
Right, yeah.
But we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We can just pick some random stuff out of your closet and
Yeah, I mean, I have a ton of like costumes, but I don't like to repeat costumes, you know?
yeah, me
For
too.
one, and then but also I'm poor. So
See,
So we'll
yeah,
see.
that's definitely a problem. But also like the last few years I've just not had a costume, and I just thought to make up for it I was actually gonna like buy stuff to make a costume this year, so that's why I
And there
went
you
sort
go.
of all out.
There
I
you
still
go.
actually still need to finish some parts of it,
Ooh,
unfortunately.
nice.
I might, what if I just don't? Like, I might not.
I don't think it would matter, honestly.
Yeah, it's a pretty good costume just the way it is, but
Yes. Check our Instagram. We'll put pictures up of Savannah being Raven and me being whatever I will be.
yeah.
Okay, also in the Halloween spirit, so when I was in elementary school, specifically in the 4th grade, I remember like an hour every day of like the month of October, they would let us like skip class and go to this one teacher's room to watch Goosebumps,
That's so fun.
right?
What?
And then, so they actually put Goosebumps on Netflix, and me and Dina were watching some episodes yesterday, and I was like, I feel like me watching every episode of Goosebumps in elementary school made me who I am today. You know?
Oh, honestly, I can definitely see that.
Wait, but what was your
I-
favorite episode? Did you ever?
See, I don't think I watched it as much as you, so I
Wow.
don't really have a favorite.
That's-
like I
So sad.
yeah.
I have seen every episode multiple times. The one I was the most scared of was The Night of the Living Dummy. For sure, that one messed me up. It was about a dummy, as you can guess. Yeah, that one was horrifying.
Okay, I do have a similar story though about like this is about 4th or 5th grade. And our teacher he like we wouldn't watch a movie or Goosebumps or anything, but he read us scary stories.
Yes.
He would read out of that book, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the one.
Oh, yes.
And if you were too scared, like if you didn't want to listen, you were allowed to sit in the hallway.
That's what you could do for Goosebumps, too.
Yeah. But one of them really like stuck with me, and I still think about it today. You probably know what I'm gonna say. The one where the girl like has a pimple on her face, and then she ends up like just keeping it there and making like not picking at it or anything, but one day it like pops and it's spiders.
Yeah. I remember
And
that.
oh
Ew.
my god, you don't even know.
It's really disgusting, first of all. Yeah, that
Yeah.
book is so creepy. They made it into a movie, actually. And the movie's not that great. It's really funny because they like tried to make it scary, but it's just like funny, you know?
Yeah.
So
I definitely heard that they made it into a movie, but I didn't watch it.
yeah. I wouldn't really recommend, to be honest.
Okay.
That's funny. But I don't really have any more intro topics. Do you?
No. Nope, just that.
Let's get into the spooky Halloween stories.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit spooky, more like, legendy. 'Cause mine is the Legend of Halloween.
Well, you know what? Halloween in and of itself is spooky, so.
Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna go through what made Halloween into what it is today and like what it
Cool.
started out as and everything. I thought
Okay,
that would
cool.
be cool. So do you know what country Halloween started in?
I'm gonna guess Germany.
No. You're a little off there. It was a Celtic holiday.
Oh,
So what is now Ireland?
yeah. Cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, so back then, the Celtic people, they were pagan.
Yes.
And Halloween was like a pagan holiday, but it was called Samhain.
Oh.
But which is really weird when you read the word like you're looking at it spelled, it does not look like it's pronounced Samhain.
Really?
Yeah, it's spelled Samhain.
What? Why?
I know.
Okay. That makes
Yeah,
no sense.
I'm guessing like, language differences, like
Definitely.
whatever.
Definitely.
So I'm going to pronounce it Samhain because that's what I saw online. So it is actually one of the world's oldest holidays, which is pretty cool.
Whoa.
I guess one of the oldest ones that's still celebrated today.
Yeah.
And it started, so like their year started on November 1st.
Oh.
So Samhain was actually celebrated on the last day of the year.
Oh, snap. I did not realize. I mean, I do realize that people use different calendars and stuff, but that's crazy.
Yeah, so I guess theirs was like a celebration of the end of the year because it was like around harvest time.
Yeah.
So it's like the end of harvest. I mean, that makes sense for a calendar, right?
No,
Like
definitely.
the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then the year starts with like all of the coldness and wintry. I mean, I guess it's sort of like ours, but just a few months off. So yeah, it was the last day of the year. So this is actually the day when like the world of the living and the dead was blurred.
Yes.
So that's sort of like how it is today, what we think of.
Yeah.
And it's when like the ghosts would return to Earth.
Dun, dun, dun.
The ghosts came and they would cause trouble and like damage crops a little bit, but they also would help the Celtic people, like their priests, to make predictions about the year ahead.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Halloween, I mean, it seems like it was like such a fun time back then. It still is
such
now,
a fun time
but
now. Yeah. Wow.
yeah. So they would basically gather together and had like huge bonfires. And they would give sacrifices to their gods, like throw it in the fire. And they wore costumes, of course.
Aw.
Do you know what they would dress up as?
Animals?
Yes, actually.
It makes sense. Because what else
Yeah.
are they really going to dress up as?
I know. Yeah, like back in the day, like they didn't have like they couldn't go to the Spirit Halloween.
Exactly. The Spirit Halloween did not roll up in their town in the 1600s.
No, it was like way before that.
Oh, wow. I was just making a guess.
I probably should have said a year. Because, okay, it'll make more sense because I do have a year in here
Okay.
a little bit later.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it was like before, like in BC times or like really early AD.
Whoa.
Like really old.
Seriously old. That's cool.
Yeah. So they would wear animal costumes, like, animal skins and stuff. And just like dance around, tell each other fortunes, and celebrate. So
That sounds like a
such good
grand time to me.
I know, like why, like I feel like we do sort of have a very similar way of celebrating still.
We do,
Like people definitely still have bonfires and
Yeah,
stuff.
we're going to have a fire. We already got the wood and stuff.
Okay, we'll see. Yeah, that'd be
Crazy.
perfect. We're basically celebrating Samhain.
Exactly. That's not spelled like that at all.
I know. So the Romans actually went over to the Celtic lands. I don't really know what to call it. I know like people say like Celtic people, and it wasn't Ireland back then, so I don't really.
Yeah, I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
Okay, well they went over there. Romans went over there and conquered the territory, and they sort of combined this holiday with some of their own. So they like added some spice in.
Okay.
You know, a little bit of spice. It's like that TikTok
Yes.
sound. Okay. So they had a day for recognizing the dead as well, called Feralia. And they also had a day to honor the goddess of fruit and trees. And those 2 days were included into Samhain.
Cool.
So, sort of we're adding cultures as the years go by to Halloween. And that's why apples are a big part of like fall, like Halloween and stuff, and like bobbing for apples.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the goddess of fruit and trees.
The goddess of fruit. We got it.
Pomona.
But wait, what is it?
Pomona.
Pomona. That's a pretty name.
Yeah. Okay. So then, after the Romans got involved, the Catholics obviously came and got involved.
Of course.
So All Saints' Day, it was actually first called All Martyrs' Day in 609.
Wow.
Super long time ago.
Wow.
And it was celebrated in May, but it was later expanded to All Saints' Day, and it was celebrated on November 1st. So, you know, Halloween is October 31st, and then this is the day after that. So, that'll make more sense when I get there in a minute. So, Christianity moved to the Celtic lands, and they were trying to sort of get rid of their celebration of the dead and give them like a new holiday under Catholicism instead of paganism.
Yeah.
So they gave them All Saints' Day, which is around the same time, and then All Souls' Day,
Ooh.
which is November 2nd. So now they have 2 other holidays to celebrate instead.
Wow.
And they would dress up in costumes for this too.
Always the costumes.
Yeah, so can you guess like what they would dress up as for this holiday when it's like more of like religious?
Well, I was going to say priests or nuns.
Actually, kind of, yeah.
Ooh.
So they would dress up as like angels and devils and saints.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
One year I was an angel for Halloween.
I was a devil, so.
Oh. What year?
Freshman year of college, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
Savannah,
when I
you
was
don't
like
remember,
in first grade.
You don't remember that?
I do remember, but I didn't know if you did like more than once.
Oh, no, I didn't.
I was an angel in first grade, so.
I was never an angel, I don't think. Which makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. So they would dress up in those types of costumes. Not really much of the animals from the old days. And All Saints' Day was also called All Hallows.
Okay, how many names do they need?
Okay, but this is going to make sense, Taylor. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you see where I'm going with this?
I can see where you're going with
All Saints' Day is All Hallows, which would make the day before All Hallows Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's called All Hallows Eve.
Halloween.
Which is, yeah.
Indeed.
Isn't that like that? I feel like that's really cool to know.
Yeah,
that
no,
little
is
fact.
really cool.
Because I never would have even guessed that's because of All Saints' Day.
I love that.
I didn't even know All Saints' Day was on November 1st.
Me neither.
Like, I was raised a Catholic and I don't even know anything about it.
Okay, that's bad.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, All Hallows Eve eventually became Halloween, and poor people would go and visit rich people's houses.
Yep, that's what I did.
Yep. And the poor people they would say, okay, I'll pray for the souls of your dead family in exchange for a
Oh.
treat.
Oh, if that ain't me.
Yeah, so it's basically trick-or-treating, but you have to pray for them.
Okay. Got it.
And they wouldn't get candy. They would get fruit, nuts, or like coins.
Imagine showing up and you get 2 pennies.
Right. They're like, I'll pray for you. Oh my god. Oh, there was also some people who would go door to door and do a trick to get a treat.
Oh, trick or treat.
Exactly, yeah. Can you imagine though, somebody knocking on your door and like, I don't know, doing like a kickflip?
Egging you? Oh.
No, not like a
mean trick.
a prank.
Okay.
Not a prank.
Oh,
but
like a trick.
Like
watch
yeah.
this quarter disappear.
Yeah, literally. They would do
Now
stuff
give
like
me
that.
candy. Or give me an apple.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Fruit god.
Right. I mean, honestly, it should be like that. You can't, like, nowadays it's just like you go door to door and they don't even do anything for it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they don't even work for their candy. Those children.
I think it would just be so funny. Like, what would kids do? They just like dab.
100% they would dab.
I don't even know. Planking.
Savannah, no. It's absolutely not still a thing.
That's what we would have done.
You're aging us here on this podcast. But yes, indeed. It is what I would have done.
Oh my gosh. Or what other kind of trick is there that you could just do on someone's doorstep? Like, what would you have done as a kid?
Oh, I would for sure, like, dab. There's no question about it.
No, but like a real trick. Like, do you have any hidden talents?
Oh, so many. So many, and they're just all so hidden for me that I don't know what they are.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally.
Now,
Okay.
if I would honestly probably make up a song on the spot for the person.
Yeah.
And then be like, give me candy or an apple.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I feel like I would get stage fright. I'd be like, ooh, I don't know if I want to go trick-or-treating.
Never mind, I don't want your apple anyway, Karen.
No, I didn't even think about this. I should have thought about it before. I just come up to the door, have like a pencil in my hand, and like start drawing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like you would draw them something.
Yeah. Yeah, so that could be fun. Maybe we should bring it back.
Yeah, I think we should. People would be like, what are you doing? Just take the candy and go.
Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah, like...
We don't need the trick. We don't need this. I don't care.
When we have kids, we just like force them to start doing this.
We make them think that they have to do something to get the candy.
Yeah. You can't have the candy until you do a trick. You need to practice your tricks to get your treats. We make them practice for weeks until Halloween.
It's like a real thing.
Exactly. Okay, all right. Let's get back to the story. So after years and years and years, because this whole thing like was in like 1000 AD, like it, you know, Halloween's a pretty old holiday. So now we're fast forwarding to Halloween in America.
Oh.
But we're going to be like in the colonies a little bit and then to present day. So in New England, it was like not really a big holiday because, you know, they're really religious and they're like, we're not going to celebrate something that was pagan.
Yeah.
And that celebrates like ghosts because I guess I don't think they really believed in all that.
Yeah.
And they were like witchcraft. No. So at first it was really just southern colonies like Maryland and like below. And they would have like play parties, which would be like the town got together and they would celebrate the harvest and tell stories of the dead and, you know, tell fortunes and sing songs.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't really trick-or-treating back then. That sort of like went away, I guess.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, I know. Like, it seems like it was like such a thing, and then it sort of disappeared.
Right. That's sad.
Yeah, but it comes back.
Yay.
Obviously. in the second half of the 19th century, you know, when all the immigrants were coming from like Europe to America on like Ellis Island, I actually have some descendants who came over on Ellis Island.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, from Italy and I think Poland and stuff like that.
That's so crazy.
Pretty cool. So anyways, the Irish immigrants, they made Halloween more popular because it was still such a big holiday over there. And they sort of spread it throughout the country because up until then, it was only like in tiny little parts around the country and wasn't really widely celebrated. So you have Irish people to thank for bringing that over.
Thanks, Irish people, for my
Yes,
favorite
exactly.
holiday.
I know. Honestly, when I think of Halloween, I really would never think of Ireland, but
Me
now
neither.
I do. You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. So there was actually a big move to make Halloween more community-based and less like scary.
Boo.
So not so much about like the witchcraft and the ghosts, but like about getting together with your neighbors and celebrating.
Boo.
Because like that's sort of what it was about anyway, but there was also, you know, all of the scary, like people are coming back from the dead.
Yeah.
So they wanted to get rid of that. And then in like the 1920s through the 1950s, trick-or-treating was sort of revived.
Oh.
Finally.
Yes,
but it was controversial at first.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I actually do think I know a little bit about this.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Can you expand?
I don't think I can. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, people thought it was extortion.
Okay, actually, that's not what I thought.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
No. Unnecessary.
Oh, okay. Yeah, people, I guess, like, I feel like all the Karens, you know,
Yeah.
those type of people, they were like, you're just extorting people to, like, get free candy,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
I mean, makes sense, but so?
Right. Like
Like,
if you want to
okay.
give it out, then...
Right, like, you're the one buying the candy. I didn't tell you to.
Right.
Karen.
Yeah. But they're like, no, these kids are forcing us to give them things. Yeah.
So dumb.
It was controversial, but now I don't think it is anymore, so...
No. Well, I guess now the only thing, like, controversial about it is that, like, you don't want to get COVID eating somebody else's candy.
Right. And that whole thing with, like, people putting stuff in the candy, but that
Yeah, but that...
wasn't even real. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's
we
a whole...
don't
That's
have
for a
time
whole other day.
Okay. So, more recently, Halloween movies have sort of brought back the scary side of Halloween.
My favorite.
Honestly, if you think about it, like, after going through all of this, Halloween, I feel like, wasn't that scary ever until these horror movies.
Oh,
made it
100%.
scary, you know?
100%. Like, we, as, like, a generation, like, are so dark. I feel like, in general, like, we love the scary stuff so much that we, like, all the horror movies that are coming out now are just the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
that's
everybody's
true.
done everything already. So,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah. But, like, the original Halloween was just, you know, like, get together for the end of the year. Like, it wasn't
I know,
even,
yeah. It was just like, we're just
like,
gonna have a little
about-
party. And now we're like,
Right.
demons, witches, ghosts.
Yeah, I know. It was, like, a little bit about the ghosts just because, you know, your dead relatives. But I feel like that was even happy. You
Yeah,
know?
honestly. I don't know. I think people just really like scary stuff. So they just like to take every opportunity they can.
Yeah, that's definitely
That's
true.
what I personally do, anyway.
I mean, I definitely stay on the side of, you know, Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town.
Yeah,
and,
not
like,
me.
Beetlejuice.
I mean, we love those,
Yeah.
but
I honestly, I do need to go and, like, watch some classic Halloween movies because I've stayed away from them most of my life and have not really watched them.
yeah, fun fact,
So-
when we first started this podcast, Savannah was like, I don't want to do anything scary. And look where we are.
Yeah, I know. I mean, mine's still not that scary, so.
Yeah,
But
but mine are scary.
Yeah, they are. All right, all right. So that is pretty much Halloween, but I do have a question for you. What do you call the night before Halloween?
Um,
Like you
well,
personally.
I personally don't call it anything, but I know what you're gonna say. But I'll let you
Yeah.
explain it.
Yeah, so I call it Mischief Night,
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Yes.
And 3/4 of Americans don't have a name for the night before Halloween.
Yeah.
So you're in there.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I
I
knew it was
didn't.
mischief night, but like
Uh-huh.
my parents, like obviously were not about that at all. So like I just didn't grow up with that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I think it's also the area too.
definitely.
I didn't even know like people didn't call it something before I moved here.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. So I did a little bit of research. In Detroit, it's actually called Devil's Night,
Mm-hmm.
and in New England, it's called Cabbage Night.
Cabbage night. Interesting. I've heard the devil's night. I have not heard cabbage night though.
I know. Yeah, that
Why?
one's a little out there.
Just
I
cause.
honestly I don't know. I just yeah. So Mischief Night, I'll explain what it means. And I guess all of these names, anything you call it, this is what this sort of is. The actual name Mischief Night though comes from Britain in 1790. 'Cause that was the
1790.
yeah, because that was the day before Guy Fawkes Day,
Oh, okay.
and that's what they would call Mischief Night.
Okay.
And apparently it just came over to America for Halloween. But basically kids would go around causing mischief, like pranks and like destruction of property,
Yeah, you know, the casual TPing the property, egging the house.
Exactly.
I never did it, but I really wanted to.
Yeah, see, I never really participated either. But one of my friends in high school, one of our teachers lived on the same street as her, and her and like a few of my other friends, I don't know why I didn't go. I think it was just like all the people who lived right there, and I lived like across town. But anyway, they all got together and like TP'd his house.
That's funny.
So yeah, and people would also like fork people's lawns.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Like
hilarious.
put a million plastic
Yes.
forks. Yep. So fun times. The first like Halloween related mischief night was actually in America in the 1930s. And as the years went on, it became like a really big problem in Detroit. Because kids were starting fires
Oh, no.
a lot. Like, I don't think starting fires is like a big part of this everywhere else, but in Detroit it was, I guess.
Yeah.
And one night before Halloween, in 1984, there were more than 800 fires
What?
started.
Oh, my God. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, I guess that was the 3 days before Halloween I have here. But still, that's a lot. Like, and they ended up putting a curfew in place for anyone under 18.
Oh, wow.
Because they're like, you guys are not going out and doing this.
Right. No more fires for you.
And because of this, they started Angels Night, which is the same night as Mischief Night, but they would like have volunteers, like parents and stuff, roam the streets to try to stop
That's
all
really
the kids
lame.
from doing stuff.
That's really lame.
It's lame, but also if you're starting fires, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, stick to TVing.
No,
and,
yeah,
like,
you're totally
doing
right.
harmless stuff.
Yeah.
Not starting a fire. Yeah. So yeah, a little fun facts there. And I do have a little extra legend right here about the jack-o'-lantern.
Okay.
Okay. So, did you know that there was like a legend behind it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So there was a guy named Jack, right? And he was not really that great of a guy. One night he trapped the devil in a tree by carving a cross on it. And he said, okay, I'll let you go if you promise to never take my soul.
Okay.
Right? So the devil agreed and Jack let him down. So Jack was like a jerk for the rest of his life and just like was doing bad things that would definitely make the devil take his soul, but since he couldn't,
He could do
you
whatever.
know, he was like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's like, I can do whatever I want. But then when he died, he did not get to go to heaven either.
Oh, interesting.
So he was like kicked out of heaven, not allowed to go there. So the devil, he went to the devil and was like, actually, can I come hang out with you?
Please take my soul. Sorry.
Yeah, literally. But the devil was like, no, because we had a deal. So
Yeah, right.
no.
Like, we shook on it, sir. I don't know what you want me to do.
Exactly. And he threw a piece of burning coal at him.
Oh.
Yeah. So he had nowhere to go. He ended up getting a turnip and put the burning coal in it and had a little lantern.
Mm-hmm.
And he was cursed to wander the earth because heaven and hell would not take him.
Oh, wow. Jack.
Yeah. So the original jack-o'-lanterns were turnips. And yeah, somewhere along the way, people started using pumpkins, but...
They're like, wow, this pumpkin really stands up better than this turnip.
Right, honestly. Also, have you seen a turnip jack-o'-lantern?
Absolutely not.
I have, and they're way creepier. Like, they're so creepy.
I want to see. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, first of all, we're going to put a picture of that on our Instagram. So
Definitely, yeah.
go check it out. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's the story of the jack-o'-lantern.
I love that. I did not know turnips were the original pumpkin. So,
Yeah, I think I've seen that a few times on, like, random posts
That's really
online.
funny.
I don't know. But they're, like, so creepy. I don't know. Pumpkins just make it look so much better. I don't know whose idea was to, like, switch over, but
It was a
good job,
good-
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yay them. That's really funny. Wow, I love that. I know so much information about Halloween now.
I know. Yep.
Yay.
I feel like it, like,
educated.
makes me think of it in a different way, you know?
Definitely.
I'm ready for your scary story.
Okay.
Actually, maybe I'm not ready to be scared.
Yeah, so I have a little creepy one for y'all this week. You know, I had to throw it in there and be creepy for Halloween. So this week, I am covering the legend of the rake. Yes, you heard me right. Like a rake, like the tool that you use to gather leaves. Too bad it's not the tool that you gather leaves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what came first, the rake or the rake?
The rake or the rake. Right. Well, we'll see. So the rake is a creature / cryptid that looks like a human at first. Dun dun dun.
I was just about to say.
So it's depicted as unusually tall. So kind of Slenderman vibes.
I was
with, like,
gonna
the
say that
tall-
too. We're on the same wavelength.
We are. He's even more Slenderman vibes because not only is he unusually tall, but he's also hairless and pale.
Oh,
But still looks human, but just like, you know, a tall, skinny, hairless, pale man.
gross.
Already disgusting. And also, it generally crouches and crawls on all fours
Oh
instead
my
of
god.
walking on 2 feet. So that's really creepy. So straight up, this creature is from my nightmares. Like, I already don't want to see him. I don't even have to say anything else. I don't want to see him. But it gets a lot
Yeah.
worse. So apparently, the rake is often seen in suburban areas, and when somebody sees the rake, literally all it will do is just stare at you nonstop.
Oh no.
And then it opens its mouth really wide and widens its eyes. And it doesn't do anything. It just like is like trying to scare you. That's the goal. Like, so just imagine just this tall, pale, creepy, bent over, like slouched hunchback thing in the woods, just staring at you like with its deep black eyes and its open mouth. Like,
I mean,
no.
Is it good though that it's not gonna do anything except for scare you?
Oh, that's not all it's gonna do. I just mean
Oh.
at the moment that's all it's gonna do.
Oh, well, never mind. Also, the fact that you said in suburban areas,
I
that's
know.
scary.
In suburban areas, but like in trees. But like, yeah, so it could be near us right now.
Okay, well, my neighborhood doesn't really have trees. So.
It does. It really does.
There's not really any trees for it to go in, so.
I think it just needs one. You better watch your back.
There is one in my front yard, but.
Yeah, you better watch out. But okay, so as I already said, the stuff I already talked about, that's just basically a scare tactic. So the Rake is actually known for stalking.
Oh no.
So after, basically, if you make eye contact with this thing, immediately that makes it like want you to be the new prey. So.
Oh no.
And also, there's no like way to survive a Rake. So all I can say is you better not look at its eyes.
There's no way to survive.
No, not really.
Why is this?
I mean, unless you get away, but like, I don't know how you're gonna do that.
This is giving me teke vibes.
Yeah, this is a little scarier. I won't lie.
Yeah.
So, I said, so the Rake is known for stalking. It literally, well, so, okay, you look it in the eye, right? And then you leave. You're like, I'm chilling. I don't know what I saw in the woods, but it was creepy. But then you're like, you know what? It's fine because it's not with me. Psych. After you see the Rake, it will be in your nightmares every night until the Rake finally decides that it's ready to literally rip you to shreds. Yeah.
Wait, so that's how it like kills you, it like rips you up?
Like literally rips you up to pieces. So that's
like
good.
A rake.
Yeah, like a rake, yeah. So, but like the nightmares. Let's circle back to the nightmares. So you're going to have like recurring nightmares. It's going to be the same exact one. And you think that you wake up in the middle of the night and you sit up and the Rake is sitting at the end of your bed just looking at you.
Wait, like Edward Cullen?
Yes. Edward Cullen with the Rake.
Right.
But the only difference is, actually there's no difference. Edward Cullen is the Rake.
Oh my god, no.
JK, Edward Cullen is not that evil.
He wouldn't just murder you for looking at him. Well, maybe.
He would.
Depending on who you are.
See, I'm telling you. Psych, this is the legend of Edward Cullen. Part 3. Oh, to those of you who don't listen to, or who haven't seen Twilight, honestly, sorry.
Just go watch it.
That's funny. So, I already forgot. Now all I can think about is Edward Cullen.
Sorry.
So it's okay. Okay. So, literally, and it's not a set amount of days you're going to have this nightmare that he will give you. But it's also sleep paralysis. So, it's not just a nightmare. So, that's just great.
Oh, no.
It just add on top, like, adding more and more. Scary. So, it is said, like, today, that this story is just a creepypasta. Like, that somebody made it up in 2008 or something. But there is actually evidence of it before the time that it was on Reddit as a creepypasta. So, you know, I wouldn't just simply write this one away as a creepypasta. Could obviously be, but like there's kind of a bunch of evidence of people seeing something and calling it the Rake. So, weird. So the first piece of evidence, the first one I could find was in 1864.
Oh, geez. So
like, yeah, like a long time ago. Yeah. So a man was found dead and it had been ruled that he had killed himself. And, you know, that's not weird. But what is weird is that in his suicide note, I'm just going to read part of it. It says, "As I prepare to take my life, I feel it necessary to absolve any guilt or pain that I have introduced through this act. It is not the fault of anyone other than him. For once I awoke and felt his presence. For once I awoke and saw his form. Once again I awoke and heard his voice and looked into his eyes. I cannot sleep without fear of what I might next awake to experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye." So,
I mean, that could definitely be taken two ways, I feel like.
Oh, 100%. That was just the first thing. And, you know, that it's not, you know, said, this is not in this one mentioned. He's not called the Rake. So, could really be anything. So, the next Okay. Sorry, I lost my place in this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The next piece of evidence was in 1880, so like 20 years after the first one. It was found in Spain, and it was written in Spanish.
Okay.
So, you know, not just in the United States or whatever. But this journal read, and this was from a mariner. It didn't say his name, but some guy on the waters. And it said, I have experienced the greatest terror. He just says I've experienced the greatest terror 3 times. I was like,
okay,
do I have a typo here? No.
Right.
Then he said, I see his eyes when I close mine. They are hollow, black. They saw me and pierced me. I will not sleep. His voice, ... And that was the last entry in the journal. So, yeah. And, yeah, and it was in that was just a brief description of it, but it was in that journal that it called him the Rake. So, in 1880. And it had no explanation of it. I'm assuming they call it the Rake because they, like, rakes the body or whatever. I don't know. But,
so is it only found in, like, has it been seen in other places too? Like the US and you said Spain?
Yeah. I think it's been seen everywhere. Some of these I couldn't find, like, a place where, but it's definitely been in the US and Spain. That I know for a fact.
Okay.
Okay. And so this story is the one I'm about to tell you is from 2006. And this is the one that was on Reddit. So this one is probably the most creepypasta-y, I would say.
Right.
But I'll read it to you anyway. So, explain it to you. So the story begins with a woman, you know, she wakes up her husband really early in the morning. Typical, normal. And so she, like, sat up in bed and she's, like, about to go to the bathroom. But she's just, like, you know, sitting in bed before she gets up. And she saw out of the corner of her eye what she thought literally to be a naked, pale man. At the foot of the bed. Just, like, because she wasn't really looking, you know, just kind of sitting up. And obviously freaked out. And her husband is, like, laying beside her. So when she screams, he heard her and, like, saw what was going on. Just literally a naked, pale man sitting on the end of their bed. Is horrifying.
He saw it too?
Yeah. Like, it was sitting there. Like, it was there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then so once the husband, you know, he starts freaking out and he's, like, getting up, but once he realizes, like, once the Rake realizes that the husband's getting up out of the bed, it runs over to his side of the bed, like, just stares at him, and then it, like, runs into the kids' room. That's horrifying.
Oh, no.
That's big horrifying.
Yeah.
So yeah, it runs to the kids' room, but they didn't realize where it was running to, obviously, but they run with it, follow it, but they didn't see it again. What they did find, however, was their daughter's mangled body in her bedroom, and apparently her last words were, "He is the Rake." And so the husband, obviously, is rushing his daughter to the hospital because she's still alive. But tragically, he accidentally drove his car into a lake on the way to the hospital, and him and his daughter both died.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not good. So, and apparently it said that like after this, obviously the wife was completely distraught and horrified that this thing was going to come back. So every night she would, like, film her sleeping, and she would, like, see her, like, having sleep paralysis, like, in her videos, because she would, like, dream of him, but, like, nobody would be sitting there.
So she's, like, filming it to make sure it's not actually there.
Yeah. So, but apparently, as it says in the Reddit, the woman was found dead in her house by herself. No explanation of the death. And yeah. No tapes were found or anything, so don't know. Don't know if that one's true, but that one is very scary if it is true.
What, did it rake the camera too?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
I know. Horrifying.
That's actually horrifying.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be having dreams of this thing.
I hope not. I really hope not. Okay. The last encounter that I have for you happened in 2017. So, and it's not the last one. There were tons, but I just, picked some of them.
Okay, yeah.
So, this happened in Austin, Texas. 3 girls sighted the rake in the woods right next to their house. Or, well, one of the girls. One of the girls, and it didn't say how old they were, but I'm assuming they're like middle school age. So,
Okay.
Reliable source, I don't know. But we'll see what they have to say anyway.
Yeah.
One of the girls thought it was just like a regular dude, like wearing a jacket hunched over.
Oh.
Because apparently it had like a cloak on. I don't know. Can't see it, but they just could see something in the woods. So that's what one girl said. She was like, thought it was just a man. Another girl thought it was a Wendigo, which I have covered Wendigos on this podcast. Shout out to that episode. Don't know what number it is, but which and a bunch of these stories like do have similarities. Like the Wendigo, also just like a scary creature in the woods, but like they're different.
Yeah, seriously.
Get it right. But
when was Slenderman around? That was like,
I would say like we were in middle school.
Yeah.
So like 2011, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. Okay, we're really dating ourselves on this episode. So I don't like it.
It's fine. We're not old.
We're a little old. No, we're not. We're young. Anyway, the last girl literally, this is what she said to the interviewers. She said, I literally thought it was just a tree. I thought they were crazy. Like talking about her friends.
It probably was.
But
they're like just making stuff up.
Okay. But they had a camera with them this whole time.
Okay.
And they actually allegedly caught footage of him, and apparently after what they saw, they said they all fully believed that they had actually seen the rake. Now, I did not see any video evidence when reading this story. So I'm like, submit it then.
Right.
Because I want to see it and I want to believe it.
Okay. Also, back to the third girl who thought it was a tree. Maybe she just needs glasses or something.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. They're like, oh no, that's just a tree. Like, oh no, that was a rake. The police are like, oh no, ma'am, that was the rake. I think you need to go to the eye doctor.
Exactly.
So yeah, don't know about that one, but let's see here. Okay, so obviously, as we say with literally every single story that we tell, like on this podcast, we don't know if any of these stories are true or not. So we just say that they all are,
Yeah.
or at least that they can be. So is the rake just a creepypasta? Maybe. Don't know. But if it's not a creepypasta, all I'm saying is y'all better watch your back, because I'm not trying to see the rake. And I don't want to be raked.
Yeah.
So.
I know.
That's the legend of the rake.
That's so creepy.
I know.
I don't like that it's called the rake.
No, me neither.
Because rakes are just like to rake up leaves. Like, it's cute.
I know, it's like cute. And this is not cute in the slightest.
Yeah.
So,
I don't like it.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Me?
Well, great. Now I have another thing to add to my, I don't know. It's going to be my dreams or something.
Right.
My nightmares.
Right. Yeah. And there's no way to get away from him. So good luck, Charlie.
Oh, God. See, that's the worst when it's like, oh, yeah, there's actually no way you can survive.
Right, yeah. You're
like,
screwed.
What?
Like, okay. Fine.
Maybe there is, and you just like it hasn't been.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, those girls claim they saw the rake and they survived.
That's true. Yeah, they just didn't look it in the eyes, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just don't look at. And honestly, that's fine, because I don't ever look anybody in the eye, pretty much. So.
Yeah, really. What if you're blind? Then you can survive.
Okay.
There you go.
Now that's the loophole we need to study.
Mm-hmm.
Any rakes
but
out
also,
there?
does this thing make noise?
No, I didn't see anything of reports of noise. So at least it's not creepy noise making.
Okay, so blind people literally don't really have anything to be afraid of
Right.
with this.
Like, they're just like, oh, can't see it, can't deal with it, right? Like, you're good. Out of
Yeah.
sight, out of mind.
Yeah, that's what this is.
That's what this is. That's the moral of this story. Out
Yeah.
of sight, out of mind. The Rake.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's so funny.
Okay.
Well, I don't think I said it earlier, but go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, please. Check out our Instagram because we're gonna have some cool pictures.
Yep.
That's what I know.
We do have a Twitter. We go on there sometimes.
Yes, go follow us on Twitter.
Yep.
Everybody have a safe and fun Halloween and mischief night. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
But let's not do bad things. Let's do.
Are you gonna go ding dong dish someone?
You know,
Go.
I haven't ding dong ditched someone in a really long time, and that sounds really fun. So maybe.
Yeah. It's a perfect night
Wait,
to do
okay.
it.
Fun little tangent real quick though. The last time that I went ding dong ditching, me and my friend got chased by a dog. And
Oh, no.
I never went back because that was traumatizing. We had to, I'm serious, like we were actually running for our lives. I'm not kidding.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a little scary.
It wasn't good.
Oh, but when I was looking up mischief night, I found out that it's illegal to do that in some places.
Oh,
To
I
ding
thought
dong
it
ditch
was-
someone.
Oh, I thought it was illegal everywhere.
No, I think some places
Oh.
it's not, but the way it's illegal is just so funny because it's like it's really just you being annoying.
Right.
Like
right.
they just made it illegal.
Right. Also, yeah, if it is illegal in North Carolina, me saying that I just ding dong ditch, that was fake. It was a legend.
Right. No, I think
Right.
the way like the law is written or whatever, it's like it's illegal to, knock on someone's door without the intention of actually having them answer it
Wow.
or something
Okay.
like
Well,
that.
that's
It's just
so
like,
stupid.
yeah, it's really dumb.
That's funny.
So honestly, I feel
Honestly,
like it's not a big deal.
yeah.
But
Go ding dong ditch somebody. This Saturday.
I mean, it's kind of harmless.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
less harm.
it really
It's
is.
less harmless than like TPing something. 'Cause
Yeah.
then they have to clean it up and everything.
Exactly. Also, let's not.
But-
We're gonna save the environment this year. Let's not TP.
Right, or fork anyone's lawn.
Yeah,
'cause
we can
all the
like
plastic
throw out
forks.
some like grass seed and some tree seeds, maybe. Grow some
Oh my God.
plants
Yeah.
for our mischief night. I
Some
don't
pure
know.
mischief by like planting flowers in someone's garden.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna do that, but it's
Just go
fun.
around and do nice things for people instead.
Oh, yeah. Nobody wants
Yeah.
to do that. So yeah.
I mean,
Someone said, I want to.
I might. Okay, well,
Oh.
Taylor is off to watch The Bachelor, I think.
I am indeed off to watch The Bachelorette.
Oh,
Get
The
it right.
Bachelorette. Sorry, I don't really watch it, so I don't know what's on right now.
That is a tragedy. But yeah, I gotta go see who gets voted off this week, guys. Who's gonna get a rose? Don't know. But yeah, that's all I have for you. So,
Yeah, me too.
See you next week.
Okay, cue the music.
Happy Halloween.